Hey, welcome to the Gauntlet. This is part of the Gauntlet community. The Gauntlet is an online and meet space community of tabletop RPGs, fans, aficionados, and friends. And this is also part of Gauntlet Comics. I apologize for my very loud 13-year-old. I'll scream at him on mute soon. Gauntlet Comics is this crazy living campaign experiment we're trying for 2019. Here we are on the 1st of January 2019, giving this thing a go. And Gauntlet Comics is the idea that there is a living campaign that is an imprint of a fictional comic book that gives us permission to tell the kind of stories you would see in comic books. Well, Rich, that's like everything. Yes, it is. And the idea is it's a living campaign. New Gauntlet City is the made-up city where most of these things will take place, but it's comics, so it could be trans-dimensional, it could be space, it could be historical, I don't know. We are playing Masks, a new generation, which is from Brendan Conway and Magpie Games. That is the rule set we're using. It's an amazing Apocalypse Engine game about young adult supers. Now, some people say teenage supers, but that's not exactly it. It's a young adult supers game. But of course, you can absolutely play teenage because those are young adults. Now, we are launching characters, and people have been working hard on characters before I hit the button to record this. Before we get started, though, let me advise you that safety tools are an important part of this game. Your safety as a player and an audience member within this game is more important than the game itself. We're here to play a game together. And the X card is what I prefer to use. There are lots of other safety tools out there that are also very effective and wonderful, but I usually run like a PG-13-ish game where sometimes we say fuck to make us smile and laugh, and that's about as heavy as we get. But who knows, because this is a collaborative experience. I go forward when I run a game with the best of intentions, but I don't know your lived experience, and I don't know what might, trigger might be too harsh, but cause you to feel unsafe or uncomfortable. So I trust you guys to communicate that to me. You can do it in the group chat on the side of the Hangouts. You can do it in by making an X, and or you can just say out here, hey, I need to X card this. We're going to have a brief conversation about that so I understand what it is specifically that you're trying to X card. Not going to challenge you on it. And then we have 5 amazing brains here that will collaboratively figure a way around that, and they'll excise it from play. Now, some people want to explore it and talk it through, and that's what other feedback tool and safety tools are for. This is more about like, what's causing the problem? Let's move around it and keep going, because I just feel that's my preferred method for this particular game. Now, if you need something more, just communicate with me and let me know. I'll do what you need at the time. And then the last thing I'll say about X carding is that if something happens that kind of starts to encroach to make you feel a little uncomfortable, but you're like, nah, I can roll with this. That's cool. That's cool. And then 5 minutes, 10 minutes down the road, it starts to make you feel uncomfortable. It's like it's becoming more than you anticipated. You thought, oh, this is no big deal, or oh, this is kind of risky, but I think I can hang. And it gets to the point where you feel uncomfortable. You really need to withdraw. It's a problem for you to stay in character, to enjoy the game. You can still X card. You can totally X card. It's no problems. There's no time limit on this thing. This is a tool for your safety. It is not a gotcha kind of situation. I have, at one point, just to give an example of an X card, we used the name of an NPC. I just threw one out there, and the person was like, okay, no problem. And then we went forward a little bit, and they were like, okay, my relative has that name, and this person being a sleazy used car salesman is bothering me. Can we change their name? Heck yeah, no big deal. Changed the character's name, rolled right forward with it. So it's no big deal. Easy peasy, okay? Any questions about the safety tool or what I've talked about so far? All right, cool. So I warned these guys, because a couple players are only signed up for one session. I warned them that we're going to go quick. So we're going to introduce characters and try to jump in and have the best time possible. Who would like to introduce their character first? I will call upon people, but I thought I'd give an opportunity for someone to jump forward.
I've got most of mine in place, so I don't mind doing it.
Jason, please tell us a little bit about your character.
Sure. My character's Marshall Theodora. Her name is actually Theodora Zachary. Marshall is her job. She is the star playbook. So she's out there in the front wanting people to see what she is up to. And she's actually a pyromancer, so she controls the fire. So just to run through the things they have there, look. So she's a woman who looks Hispanic Latino with a coy smile, casual clothing, and her costume is focus tested. Specifically, like her hands are actually black, moving up gradients into her arms. She wears a duster that's got elaborate stitchery all over it that have flames. And she has a pair of holsters that she keeps those long-handled lighters in. So that's actually normally where the flame that she controls comes from. And her deal is that she is, in fact, kind of like an episode of Cops Super Edition. So she is public there, but she actually does work with law enforcement. And so her first big thing when she was first is she infiltrated an incarnation of the Ringmaster Circus as Annie Smokely, which led to his public arrest on camera with a big fight and everything. So she looked pretty awesome. When people ask where she got her powers, she says that she got them when she used her lasso to catch a wildfire spirit in the desert and bend it to her will. That's not entirely true. She's actually, I'm not going to tell you. So outside of the team, Precinct 13 likes her because mostly they got sci-fi covered and not a lot of supernatural. So she kind of covers an area of weakness. And currently what I have down there is that Aegis doesn't dig her. I don't even remember if we're using Aegis. We were rushed a little, and I'm not even sure who would not like what she represents. She is very public, booting down the door style law enforcement.
Let's go with there's a group in Gauntlet Comics called Merit, MERIT. It's a division of the FBI. It's kind of X-Files-y with guns. So I think they would absolutely despise you stomping on their territory.
Yep, she is not generally subtle. Like she can do the infiltration, but she was able to do it because she was still being a crazy fire wielding person. Currently, what I have about why do you care about the team is that the team actually stands a chance in hell of understanding who she is and not what she can do for them or the public persona. And that's kind of the short version of who she is. She uses the fire a lot of times to make interesting constructs like flame whips, flame lassos, sometimes flame six-shooters. Really whatever she's feeling up for at the moment.
Oh, that's awesome. And then you said she's like Mystic Cops Supers. Does she have a cameraman? Does she have some, like, how is this put out there?
So she is, let me see here real quick. So in my audience move, what her audience likes to see is that she's a noble warrior for justice, stunning, unique, and beautiful, a firebrand and a rabble rouser. And they're utterly devoted to her, and I have a Major's Heroes endorsement, which is in fact Precinct 13. She is PR for Precinct 13, and Precinct 13 helps arrange for the cameras to be there when things are going on. So there's a couple of things about that, which both her fans and frankly Precinct 13 demand, which are major acts of heroism and novelty and brand new action. If she's not being impressive, then she would be shipped off somewhere else.
Interesting. Cool. Thank you very much, Jason, for Marshall Theodora. Yeah. Awesome. Who'd like to go next? We'll circle back around, by the way, and do influence, and then we're going to start play. But I'd like to think about flashing back to when our team first came together as we frame up those scenes, and we can answer those questions as we go. Agatha, why don't you tell us about hashtag?
Hashtag, or her real name is Eddie Hirsch. I'm really bad with names. She's a Nova. I really didn't get to any of her backstory thing. I think she I chose a picture that is looks like someone who's very young. I don't know if she's actually that young. She just looks young. She first used her powers when she was like pretty young though. So I think she didn't. I don't think she grew up with her like biological family, because the kind of power it's like Jack from the Incredibles. So it's like I think she was very like just way too powerful, and obviously she had no control over it. So she grew up like in an institution. We can decide on the institution. They didn't like, it wasn't a very sterile environment. I guess there's probably an aspect of it regardless, because it's not like in a family. Like they're not unkind to her, but they're also constantly studying her. Who was the first? Oh, should I actually go through all of the backstory stuff, or?
Hit a couple of them just so we get a good idea. What abilities do you imagine her having?
Oh, okay. So the 4 flares that I chose for her specifically are they're a reality storm, which is a destructive burst power, blah, blah, and like using that will cause unwanted collateral damage unless I spend another burn. So what does that look like? Hold on. Oh my gosh.
Well, there's a page of abilities like telekinesis, telepathy, or sorcery, or biokinesis, or elemental control, or gravity manipulation, or cosmic energies.
Yeah, it's probably, what does cosmic energies even mean? I think it's gravity manipulation, which is also, I feel like, isn't that telekinesis? Wait.
Gravity manipulation, telekinesis, sure, except I think I see gravity manipulation as more like I can make things heavier. Is it telekinesis? Yeah, kind of, sort of, sure. Why not? It's comics.
Yeah, when I think about gravity, well, not that I know a lot but about physics, but I also think about like the pull between like atoms and stuff like that. So I feel like it's maybe not just the weight of things, but also, so it's not just like Earth's gravity, but also, I don't know. I'll think of something. I think the first person that Eddie hurt was her aunt. Her aunt was babysitting her, and this was also the first time that her power manifested. And it was actually, she was like pretty upset. I don't know, because she was hungry. I don't know, babies. But like, she accidentally caused, it's not an actual tsunami, but it was like a pretty big wave at the beach. And it hurt definitely more than her aunt, but what she remembers from what people told her, because she doesn't actually remember that time, is that her aunt, in order to save her, was running towards her and instead of away from the beach, and then was caught in the wave. And I think she probably, I don't know, like,
is she gone, or was she recovered, or
I think the aunt is recovered, but I feel like she has some kind of like accessibility need now, because like she might have like injured her leg like at the moment, and then grabbing Eddie to run away, like it kind of just worsened it.
Cool. Can we just make a slight alteration? I didn't explain this at all, and I definitely want to edit the wiki to be clearer. I see New Gauntlet City as being kind of Midwest, so it's in a landlocked state. We could be near a Great Lake, or there's also a river that kind of runs alongside it, based on the map. So it could be that the river rose up, or
yeah, it could be a river. That's
you
fine.
like that? I kind of like she got washed away down the river kind of deal. That's still pretty terrible. Is that cool?
Yeah.
I like it.
I was just like, gravity, moon, the moon's gravity. Anyway, but it's
no,
all good.
it's really logical. I like that, but unfortunately, I decided to be a landlocked nation, even though I'm on the coast. I don't know why. Landlocked nation.
Also, this is in America, right? Because I saw one of the institutions. It's like U.S. So
Yes, it is in America. Sorry
Okay.
for my US-icanness. I should go back in and make sure that's clear as well.
okay.
Thank you. Cool. That is super interesting. Do we want to just, if we want to talk about accessibility, maybe it broke her back, like she severed her spinal cord, so she's paraplegic?
I don't think so, because I was thinking that she was running. I don't really want like an aunt who's in a wheelchair, because I feel like that's kind of cliche.
Sure.
So I think she's mobile, but it's just more difficult. So I think she's just like, oh, I think it has something to do with her hip. I think she hurt her like left hip.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Let's give her a name. I've got a thing to help us called the Story Games Names Project. I'm just going to open up. What ethnicity is Eddie? I couldn't tell from the pic because their face is tiny.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. Like, I think she's mixed.
Mixed? Awesome.
Yeah. So
I can just open up anywhere.
Yeah.
Let's just open up to, and I stopped here at Persian. Sorry, just closed my eyes and that's where I'm at. Roll me a d20.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, just R. If you go into the chat, you can actually put /R space d20 if you want. Not in the chat in our Hangout window, but on Roll20. I apologize. That was not clear. I'll do it. Here's somebody. Oh, there we go. A 20. Her name is, do you like the name? I'll give you 3 options. Shala, Pavan, or Ramesh?
Did you say Romesh or?
Ramesh, R-A-M-A-S-H.
Ramesh? Yeah, Ramesh is good.
Ramesh. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Good. Let's go next to David. Do you want to go next?
So I'm going to play Pillar, which is a newborn playbook. I think he actually is a kind of a large construct made out of concrete and rock, like that. I think this mystical superhero Morgan had created, maybe shortly after this very public breakup with her possible partner.
She needed a friend. Oh, it's so sad.
Maybe just subconsciously, maybe she makes constructs all the time, but somehow it was different this time, and it didn't go away after she was done with this construct, and now kind of felt responsibility for this person, this new creation, and who chose the name Pillar as a pillar of the society, trying to do good in the world and understand these fleshy human creatures. Oh yeah, I have some questions, I guess.
Yeah.
Sort of answered some of these. I think he's stocky, like bigger than normal. And I actually was thinking, I'm channeling a lot of the Thing here. I'm thinking when he goes out, on the town or something in disguise, it's the comic book logic of, oh, he has an oversized trench coat and a fedora, and no one knows that he's made of rock. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But he kind of gets away with that sometimes. But I think in just the regular superhero time, he's just completely nude, just wearing his rock skin. And he's really trying to figure out, he really wants a friend, I think. She's like, all these people have their own other creatures that just, they're always with them and always help them out. And he's trying to understand friendship and also this weird love concept. This is the best way to figure it out. So it's just a big rock monster looking for love, really.
That's great.
Oh, and the powers I took, just super durable and strong. Makes sense. And then I also picked the thermal control. So I think that's maybe manifests as like some weird mystical, like green, like fiery kind of stuff when need be, like almost like a volcanic internal kind of thing that will happen when need be.
Quite hot.
Yep, exactly.
David, I'm getting an echo of myself from you. You might want to check your Roll20 settings.
Okay, yeah.
Or if you're going without a headset, that might be the other thing, because I can hear myself whenever I talk, and that's going to be a problem soon. Cool. I like it. The newborn to me, when I first heard about it, I'm like, well, isn't that basically The Outsider? But it's super not. And your description has inspired me. This is really cool. The basic understanding of the world is really interesting. I am blank. A superhero should blank, always blank, never blank. So we'll have to look at those lessons, David. I'm really interested in those. Definitely work through that. We'll work out relationships once we've introduced our last character, Jim. Please tell us about your soldier.
Hey, I'm playing the soldier, and her call sign is Harvester. Her name is Advika Kulkami. South Asian young woman, but like she's ambiguous. Like her look is ambiguous because she's got the like high and tight military haircut, and she's like, you know, like in super cut, like works out several hours a day shape. She she looks trained, like, you know, like she does like a crap ton of calisthenics and stuff like that. So it's not like she's like, you know, super because she had some formula or something like that. Like she clearly like works out. And so she is inspired by Lady Octopus from the Spider-Verse film. So she has aliens grafted 4 extra limbs onto her, and they do that like long, you know, like jangly, like, you know, like so Harvester is another name for like a daddy long legs, right? So they do that thing where they like come out and they go like way up and down, and like they can extend and all that kind of stuff. And so she can do stuff like climb up walls with them, and, you know, like, you know, put them together so that they make a shield in front of her and all that kind of stuff and everything. So as the soldier, I get 2 powers, and one of them is going to be my the extra limbs, the mechanical limbs, and the other one is enhanced senses, which is like, you know, she's got like high tech, like Aeon tech, like goggles that have, you know, the whole range of UV and IR, and like can see all through the spectrum, and, you know, like detect stuff that you can't with normal vision and all that kind of stuff. So so she's basically got like a sensor suite and these mechanical arms, but the mechanical arms can do a lot of amazing things, but she is otherwise like just a highly trained normal like 15-year-old, right? So I mean,
15-year-old? Okay.
Yeah. So she's and like yeah, and I think we'll play to find out exactly how much she's overcompensating for not being able to be, you know, an adult soldier like she really wants to be. We'll see how all that goes. But so augmented mechanical limbs and enhanced senses, tragedy, disaster that resulted in my getting my powers, because the soldier explicitly has a tragedy or disaster in their background. My dad was a SETI hobbyist. So he was like someone who was involved in the like, you know, distributed technology, like search for extraterrestrial intelligence, and like had like a big homemade satellite dish on top of the house and stuff like this. And actually got the attention of something that then, you know, and that was how we ended up with our, you know, encounter with extraterrestrial beings who you know, kidnapped me, my dad, my mom, my baby brother, and like whisked us up, and like it was only through Aeon's intervention that we were not like, carried off to some other galaxy or whatever. And I was the only one that they were able to get out of there alive, or at least that's what I've been told. And so, but like these arms were something that the aliens had grafted onto me. So I'm not entirely sure how they work. I think Aeon's not entirely sure how they work. Like, are they going to grow with me? Is, like they seem to somehow be able to repair themselves. Like they're powered by my metabolism somehow and stuff like this. But, so like, I think like Aeon took me in when I was like 10. These things were grafted onto me when I was like 10 years old. And they've been kind of training me how to use them, and like, like basically training, didn't know what to do with me. Like can't send me to a regular orphanage or anything like that. And so I've been being like essentially raised by Aeon and trained by Aeon, and volunteered to join this team, basically like to get out into the world, to see, to try and do some good. It's like this thing is like a put me in the game coach kind of a thing, is how I see that kind of working. The other question, a couple of other questions. What inspired you to officially? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I only caught a little bit of that, Jim.
Oh, sorry. It might have been my internet being cranky. So what inspired you to officially join Aeon? And I think there's I've got to have a mentor of some kind there. And
within Aeon?
Yeah, we can figure out who that is. I mean, I think it's someone who is like just totally inspiring to me. I think it's got to be someone in Aeon who was like the first woman astronaut or something like that.
Dude, I've got you.
Yeah.
This is who? Alexis Greenfield.
There we go. Okay. All right. And like, because like she's someone I suspected, like, and I want that to be someone who like I looked up to as a little girl, and then like they found me, and I was like she retired, no one knew what was going on, but it was because she was working with Aeon, and like so
this is so perfect. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's really, really cool. And I think Alexis is probably the person who's like, we need to get her on a team. We need to get her out of here. She can be an asset in the field, but just sitting here on ice is driving.
What does Aeon do for the world that no one else can? And the answer is they command respect from other worlds in a way that no state or individual or super team on the planet can. Like aliens don't give a crap what the United States government thinks of them. But Aeon is scary, because they actually like have technology and stuff like this that that they don't share with the rest of Earth and stuff like this. So Aeon actually commands respect. I mean, Aeon literally can just literally from a physical standpoint do things that other organizations simply can't, because they don't have access to that. And finally, the other one is outside. Who outside of Aeon and the team connects you to the civilian world? And I think that is going to be like I should have a what I want is to have like a pen pal or like an internet pal who I haven't actually met.
Oh, it's totally somebody who works for SIA.com. Okay, yeah, that works good.
There we go. That's fantastic. But like I have a pen pal, and we can detail that later, play to find out. But it's like dear, and it's also someone who maybe who I can be someone a little different with. I can, like, I've maybe constructed a little bit of a identity that makes me sound cooler and more connected than I actually am. But I want that. But that is like my, you know, when like it gets to be too much, the regiment and the routine and the, you know, and the up at 5 a.m. every day. That's who I talk to about it. Who I can kind of like, you know, talk about normal human stuff instead of mission stuff with. Why do I care about the team? I care about the team because I have been ordered to care about the team.
Ow. Harsh.
I've heard that before from one of your characters, Jim.
So right now I care about the team because I've been ordered to care about the team. But if ever there was a soldier arc to have fun with, which is the whole point of playing the soldier is that eventually my orders come into conflict with, you know, my friends and all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm sure these friends won't be any trouble at all.
That's
Sure.
That's her.
Awesome. Let's circle back around to the Marshal. You have some relationships to hand out as well as influence.
I do. I wanted to ask a question real quick. So the background of the city talks a lot about Hallowed Park, or Hollowed Park. Is that like a zombie infestation? What are we looking at there?
That is a mystical infestation. There are people who've been kicked out effectively of Fairy Kingdom with this weird disease, and they've all kind of been corralled there in this weird transient population of homeless ex-fairies.
All right, so that being said, what exactly is meant when it says Captain Anna Mikolas wants to purge that park?
Oh, it means that she thinks that they have more diseases than New Gauntlet City can handle, and so she is constantly trying to find ways to get them out.
All right, well, that'll be an interesting experience. So my relationships are, first of all, that hashtag might wind up being more of a star than me someday. And hashtag is adorable and has an awful lot of power to be thrown around. So there's a potential for that. Now, I'd like to say that unlike the way the star sometimes works, Marshal Theodore doesn't actually think that that's a bad thing. It isn't afraid of being overshadowed, but more wants to make sure that hashtag doesn't get taken advantage of in that process. So a little bit different. And then I've also got Pillar would be a great sidekick. I try to keep them around. I'm pretty sure that Rock and Fire are like, we are elemental awesomeness. And can you imagine how that would play? Like with the strong stoic and then the fiery personality. That would be awesome. That was made for TV. And those are my relationships. Should I do influence too? Or want to wait till...
just go ahead and knock out the influence.
All right. So my influence says, choose how you see the team, as a means to an end or as something worthwhile on its own. If you see the team as a means to an end, give no one influence. If you see the team as something worthwhile, give 3 teammates influence. And I'm kind of in the Jim problem here, where right now, I think it's a means to an end. Specifically, the end being to being able to confront the bigger, badder baddies, which gets big ratings, but it's also what Marshal Theodore is about kicking down the door and taking down the big bad guys. And the team lets her do that. She doesn't care too much about them as individuals yet.
Well, one of the great things about masks is at any time you can say, you know, because of X, Y, or Z, you have influence over me. So they're a means to an end right now, and that's totally cool. It means no one has influence over you. You
sorry, guys.
Heartless, evil, terrible person. Thank you very much, Marshall. Now, hashtag, you've got a relationship and some influence to hand out.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Well, you hang out all the time with... I guess it's probably... Maybe it's... Pillar? I'm not sure.
It's to blow off steam.
Marshall, do you like to have fun?
Yes.
Fun-loving gal.
Marshall Theodora is a fun-loving person. She very much does.
Could she? Is she 21? Like, could she buy alcohol? I'm just curious.
I mean, I don't know what age range we want to aim for, but I'm going to say yes. Let's say she is 21, barely.
Okay, then I guess I guess it's Marshall. And then what's the other one? You accidentally hurt. Wait, hold on. Oh no, you once hurt. I think this is. I once hurt. Sorry, give me one sec. You once hurt Advika when you lost control of your powers. So Advika, you're like in Aeon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not.
No, it's fine. I mean, I don't think I'm actually a part of Aeon. I think the company, the organization that picked me up was something Industries. What is it? Optimax Industries.
Oh my gosh, yes! Yes! Woohoo!
Yeah.
That's so evil. I love it, and thank you.
It's
It's like a big Christmas gift. Yay.
Yeah, so I don't think we had a crossover that way, but it must have just been one of those things where I really lost control, and then maybe you were doing damage control, and then you.
I mean, could it be a thing where we were just like sparring or something like that? Or do you want it to have it was that our meet cute? Like you hurt me when I got sent in to try and calm you down from something or something like that.
Yeah, super cute. Just physical trauma. Yeah, I think
hurt comfort. That's a like very popular form of slash fiction. So
that's true. You're right. Yeah, I think I don't think, because I feel like whenever Eddie actually loses control, it's like it's not just like, oh, sorry, I punched you like a little too hard. It's like, oh, sorry, I like punched through all of this building's foundations and now it's collapsed on all of us. So
yeah, that's totally, yeah, that's you're thinking the right way for playing the Nova.
Yeah. So I feel like it's like never a small thing. So probably, yeah, the meet cute.
That's great. No, like the idea that you hurt me pretty badly, literally the first time we met puts emotional valence on our relationship that is going to be interesting. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe your arms look different then, and they had to help you reconstruct them, Harvester? I think maybe.
Oh, I kind of like the idea that they got shredded but grew back different.
Oh God, that's wicked.
Like after being exposed to her powers, they like grew and adapted so that they're now like they can't be hurt as easily by their powers. Oh,
that's terrifying and lovely. Thank you.
I've decided my power is the gravity between objects. So it's like magnets, but for everything.
That's awesome. That's totally cool. Yeah, it's magnetic fields. That's super cool.
There you go. Oh man, that's great. And what's your demeanor? Happy facade or locked down?
I don't understand what lockdown mean.
Well, it's like I've got to keep it all under control. I don't even smile. I'm very always like right beneath the surface, but trying to keep everything locked down.
Waspy.
Like the stick in the mud. Okay, no, I have a happy facade.
That means you give influence to 3 teammates. I see 1, 2, 3 players. So
take influence, y'all.
Everyone has influence over Agatha's character.
You get influence.
Sweet. All right. Thank you so much. Pillar, you've got some relationships and influence.
I do. You can hear me okay now, right?
I can.
Okay, perfect. So I think the easy one I have is the behavior of hashtag confuses you again and again, and you've determined to understand humanity better by studying them. Naturally. And then this other one, I keep, as I was hearing about the other characters, I kept switching between Harvester and Marshall Theodora here, but I have maybe either one of you two could let me know. But I have Blank is an exemplary human. They show you around and tell you how things work. It could go either way.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Well, I mean, it's fair to say that both of those characters could fill that role, but they would represent the world very differently.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you go for Harvester? Because I feel like
well, one of the things about Harvester is that Harvester is big into routine. And if you are like a new being who's trying to learn how to do stuff, routine and structure can be helpful in figuring that out. And then we can have but yeah, no, the push pull there with Harvester and
Marshall Theodora
and Marshall Theodora trying to, like giving you different views of what, how to live a proper life is going to be so fantastic.
Oh yeah, I love that. Perfect. So I'll have Harvester there, and then I'm also maybe the future sidekick of Marshall Theodora already. And then for influence, I have you're receptive to how people think and behave around you. Give influence to everybody.
Excellent.
And then last but not least, we have Harvester, our soldier.
All right, so I've got two background questions. One of them is Blank is crucial to the long-term success of Aeon. I must protect them. And so I'm going to say that is definitely hashtag.
But I'm not a part of Aeon.
Sorry, it was unrelated to your statement at all.
You don't have to be a member for you to be crucial to our long-term success. So, and Blank isn't always thrilled with the way Aeon handles things. I've come to value their critiques, even if I don't agree with them. And I think that one is just incredibly obvious. So that will be Marshall. Does that sound like that's probably
that is probably accurate?
Okay. Theodora isn't always thrilled with the way Aeon handles things. I've come to value their critiques, even if I don't agree with them. And for influence, influence is earned. Respect is earned, soldier. Tell two of your teammates what they did to earn your esteem and give them influence. Everyone else will have to match their efforts.
Which means only one of you is not worthy of this influence. Go ahead, Jim.
I was impressed with. I am continually impressed with the way hashtag, like gets back on her horse. Like horrible things happen, and like somebody else might like want to like get rid of their powers or see them as a curse or something like that. And I'm continually impressed that like she keeps at it, trying to figure out how to control them and learn them and use them effectively. So like that is a thing like that she is not just thrown in the towel because of all the adversity that she's encountered with trying to use her powers, because it took me years to figure out how these arms worked. And so that struggle is something that I that I respect, the fact that she keeps at it. And I think the Pillar Pillar has earned my esteem by your you've basically like taken up the mantle of another hero, right?
Yeah, I think I'm being sort of trained, almost like not Marshall, but Morgan's maybe like apprentice almost. I'm thinking.
Yeah. So then and I'm gonna make if one of our characters is 21, we should probably all be a little older.
No. I like it. I like
I'm a little worried
what makes you uncomfortable?
uh I feel like if I'm 15 and
I'm
There's
happy
another
enough
character-
to skew down because
Yeah, I
like,
think you're 21 because I asked if you could buy alcohol. Do you want to make Marshall younger?
it also makes romance stuff just a little like we're starting to get into
Sure.
creepiness
Nope.
there. If we're
let's I will go down to
Think something. You're right. I
happily.
didn't even think along those lines.
or I can be older. That whichever.
Well, then
Nope.
and Eddie's kind of odd person out. So yeah, let's de-age Marshall. Marshall, how old would you like to be?
He's now 18.
All right, done and done.
Thanks. I appreciate it very much. But if you're 18 and a celebrity, like you can get whatever you want.
Yeah, no, she's still straight up drinking.
Exactly. Yeah. So so we can.
She's not on camera now.
Yeah. But yeah, 21 just starts to get that gap gets a little like
That's
potentially.
fine. No, you don't have to qualify. It's totally cool, Jim.
Excellent. All right.
No problem. No problem. Now, how about dealing with a 1-year-old?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think I was going to say, although Pillar seems as mature as everybody else as a teenager, I think Pillar is getting close to his first birthday.
So I guess the question then is that commonly known, or is that something you kind of keep close to the chest? Like, do we all know this about you?
I think maybe I'm going to see how the when we first came together goes, but
Okay.
I'm thinking that
Sure.
that's probably going to be common knowledge, at least amongst the team.
Okay.
First season, Superboy was 6 months old. So just so you know. Okay, awesome. Just putting that out there. It's gonna be fun. He's looking for love. He's a rock guy. I think we can work through it. And if anybody does need to X card it, jump in. No problem at all. Awesome. That is great because I had this idea as we were talking, and now that idea can be expanded. So I would like to go ahead and take a 5-minute break just to get my mind wrapped around this idea. So now I need to tweak it just a little bit.
Before we do our team came together?
Before we do our team came together.
Okay.
We're going to try to work it in as flashbacks. We've got an hour in, and I want game happening. So we're going to take a 5-minute break, jump straight into game, and just be thinking about those questions. And I don't even know what order they go in because we're from all kinds of different places. So see you guys. It's 4 after right now. See you guys at let's make it a 6-minute break. So it's nice and even at 10 after. I was like, why are you wearing a boa? Oh, wait, that's a cat's tail. That's a very cute cat. My favorite pen ran out of ink while I was writing notes, characters, and I had to go with my backup, and my backup is less good. So Jason has Rich is doing math, 4-day-old baby at home. And so he's gone to help take care of the baby for a little bit. We're going to carry forward, and when he's able to rejoin us, we will catch him up, because that is totally cool. And I am shocked that he's been able to play uninterrupted this long. Because I remember when I had a 4-day-old. All right. Welcome back, my friend. So the actually had a crap. Okay, so the opening panel that we see for this issue of our comic is that we see. I had a name for the comic, and now I'm not able to find it, of course, because I'm terrible that way. There it is. Caught Up in You is the name of the issue. The as yet untitled team that we have here, which will be fixed in post. That's fine. We can just letter that in before we print it. This is all in layout anyway. And so the opening panel that we have is the halls of a school, lockers and the like. And we see Eddie walking beside Harvester. The two of you are in these like blue blazers with like skirts, and it's all the school uniform that's going on. You're in attendance of the Aussie Academy, and you're walking to the two of you. A backpack or yes?
I am wearing pants.
Okay.
Like I don't care if we had to if I had to like pull strings to wear pants, I wear pants.
Cool. Editor's note, this used to be a skirt. And so you're in pants, and there's something about you, Marshall. When we get Marshall on, there'll be something about her that looks different, so that people don't immediately recognize her because she's a star. But let's just put that in our back pocket until later. A lot of hashtags going on. So anyway, the two of you are walking. I'm imagining Eddie, you've got some like books in your arms, and maybe you have your thumbs in the backpacks. You guys could totally change this later. I'm just setting the scene. The two of you are walking down, and we have in like a hat and a trench coat, standing by this janitor's cart is in the opening sequence is Pillar, and we see as well. We also see Marshall, but there's something about Marshall that is, I don't know if it's glasses, Clark Kent glasses, but something about Marshall is different enough to where people wouldn't immediately recognize her. And we have these little call outs because it's like a single panel, and there are these call outs of each of your headshots to have the little name and your code names and all of your power sets and stuff like that. And yeah, totally Hannah Montana wig. That is that. It's totally that. So it's like a blonde wig because, yeah, this is our splash page. And we open up to the very first pair of pages, because that's the thing where we've got a bunch of ads on the inside cover, and we've got that splash page in the front. Open it up, and now we go to a little bit of the setup, and it is the four of you all sitting in the back of an Aeon van, and Alexis Greenfield is here, and I think this is the point where she hands you a skirt as part of the uniform. And she goes, okay, I need all of you guys to go ahead and wear the school uniforms, Aussie Academy. And I'm sorry, except for you, Pillar. They don't allow supers at the Academy. They're a little exclusive. But I do have you a position in the custodial staff.
I understand that janitorial work is very good duties to have. I accept. Thank you.
And she reaches up and pots. And I imagine you're kind of hunched over in the back of the van. Alexis Greenfield is in her like indeterminate like age of like push 50s, maybe pushing 60. Looks like she's been athletic, but no, just at some point age starts to catch up with you. But it's like comic books older woman, and she's looks like she may have a little Mesoamerican descent, but she's also named Greenfield, so she's probably lots of all kinds of ethnicities in the old melting pot of America. And she says, listen, wait, she wouldn't call you Harvester, so let me go get names. I apologize. Advika, I need you to take point on this. We really need to find out who is spreading around this new drug. And so I'm counting on you guys to keep enough of a low profile to not be noticed as you find out who it is, okay?
So this is just surveillance?
Well, if you find who's really doing it, of course you can act. I authorize you to take that action. I trust you, Advika. But once you pull that trigger, you can't unpull it. So make sure.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Eddie, are you okay with this?
Yeah, I'm good with it. I gotta go to high school.
You guys will have to actually attend classes.
Permission to speak freely, ma'am?
Of course.
And I just like hold the skirt up. How am I supposed to fight in this?
And then there's like a couple of like panels of Alexis Greenfield when she was in her like 20s and 30s. She's in a skirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Bubble helmet on.
Like
She's like
eels and
ray
stuff.
gun.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like it's like a bunch of old panels of older comics from like before Gauntlet Comics was Gauntlet Comics. It was like space age comics and stuff like that. And Alexis just thinks for a second. She says, "What's your counter proposal? You want to wear slacks?"
Yes. May I? I mean, assuming that is, I mean, is that, and I like I turn to the other kids. Actually, you know what? I would turn to hashtag and I would say, is that appropriate schoolwear?
I don't know. I've never been to school.
If it's part of the, if there's a clause in the dress code that allows me to wear pants, then yes, please.
She opens up a little kind of Amazon Fire thing and quickly spins through the handbook. Well, it's nothing specific about it. I'm sure that we can.
Leggings, at least leggings, please.
Of course.
All right.
Are you just scared your legs are gonna get cold? I've seen you fight. You can fight in a skirt.
I'm not scared that my legs are going to get cold. No, it's a skirt.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, I can fight in a skirt. I don't need. I would be more comfortable in something that felt more like what I was used to fighting in. But if the mission requires it, I'll do whatever's required.
Advika, if that clothing article makes you uncomfortable, I volunteer to wear it for you.
I think you should really do that, Pillar. 100%.
I appreciate the sentiment, Pillar, but I think that since you're supposed to be on a janitorial staff, it would call undue attention to yourself if you were wearing the uniform of a student.
Oh, I see.
And there's a tone of voice, and like I don't know that I can do this as a player, but like there's a like patronizing tone of voice that I sometimes adopt when talking to Pillar, that is like like I'm talking to a child. So
I think he had been trying to put it on. It's like leg warmer size. He's like, oh yes, I believe I would need a bigger one anyway.
Hold up. No, stay like that. And I'm gonna take a picture. I like this.
Thank you, Eddie. So Theodora, I appreciate you agreeing to wear this Hannah Montana style wig to make sure that no one is aware that you're undercover here at Ozzy Academy, so that you guys can bust this drug ring that is giving superpowers to teenagers who have no idea how to handle it. I know that you got that phone call, or was that Words with Friends? I'm not sure what you were doing there, but let me bring you back up to speed. Here is your uniform, and she hands you a skirt and a nice blazer and the like for Ozzy Academy. You guys are currently in the parking lot. I've already worked out your enrollment. I know that Eddie hasn't attended school before, and it's been a while for Advika. So if you can help to lead them in the culture of high school, that would be appreciated. And I've secured a custodial staff position for Pillar.
Are y'all telling me I got to work out how to make these two popular?
Have you been to school before? I didn't know that you've been to school. Aren't you like a star or something?
Honey, I've been everywhere.
I don't understand why it should be necessary for us to be popular to complete the mission.
Because if you want to get anything done, you have to be popular.
Popular kids do drugs. I learned this from 21 Jump Street.
Well, I mean, this is an infiltration and observation mission. Like any other mission, we have specialists, and you're our specialist on being popular.
Huh. And your specialist will be AV Club.
No, her specialization is in not wearing a skirt. She's not gonna wear a skirt.
Oh, that's the kind of specialization I can believe that she'd do. Yeah.
And here are some leggings, and she pulls from like a little 3D printer that she's just 3D. Alexis Greenfield, your handler, has just 3D printed some leggings, Aeon special leggings there.
And I blush a little bit, and I say, as a matter of fact, I will be wearing a skirt. And I whatever, go behind the little screen so that I can change and, put my leggings on and then my school uniform and skirt on.
Awesome. And so before Alexis kind of escorts you, has you guys go on, she takes your hands, Eddie, and she looks at you, and there's this moment of calm, and she looks very serious. She goes, Eddie, honey, I need you to do your very best to try to just fit in. Keep nice and quiet and be observant. Okay? And she's using her influence to try to tell you to be mundane.
Oh, am I...
Her influence, or are you rejecting her influence?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Awesome. She's going to push your mundane up by 1.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to take your danger down by 1.
Okay. I'm looking at her eye, into her eyes, and I'm like, okay.
Thank you, Eddie.
You're welcome.
All right, kids. Best of luck to you.
I won't let you down, ma'am.
I know you won't, Avika. And then the van doors open and you guys head out. And as you're walking off to class, the van kind of drives away and it gets about half a block. And then the wheels pop up all shield style. It zooms off into Aeon's hovering space helicarrier that will probably be shot down, because that's the only reason helicarriers even exist, is so they can. Yes, there's a thing, we can't see it exactly in the comics, but there are several panels. You guys slow-mo walking into the class, and we catch back up to that splash page that introduced the comic, as 3 of you are dressed as high school students. Of one of you is the custodian. And as you guys are walking down the hall, you see it's like blue blazers and like argyle socks and the really long, unattractive Catholic school style skirts, not the cute ones, but like the legit like Catholic school style skirts. And the Aussie Academy has been around for decades, so older cracked concrete kind of stuff, heavy metal lockers. And as you guys are walking down, you see there's one guy who's like 6'3", big guy full of muscles, and he literally is shoving a guy into a locker and laughing at him. And the
Whoa.
what do you do?
Yeah, this can't stand. So I just I'm just gonna like walk up, and oh, you know what? I want to. I think the first thing that I'm gonna do is just kind of take in the situation. I want to assess the situation.
Oh, why don't you do that? That's a really good idea.
Literally, like I'm like the first thing I see is some big lunkhead bullying some poor kid, and so yeah, okay.
Sweet. So yeah, you have that kind of fight or flight, but then you pull back, you drop into surveillance mode.
Not, well, okay, I guess fight or flight, but yes, yeah. So I don't want to kill anyone. I just don't like bullies. So
okay. So they're like jerk reaction of
I'm gonna roll plus superior, which in this case is +1. And so how do we roll on? We're rolling on roll 20, right?
We are. So if you go into your character sheet, it's actually really sweet. If you go up and click on the word superior to the left of it, there's a little button, and that's all you got to do.
Situational bonus penalty. There is not one.
There is not one. Your team pool, my friends, starts at a 1.
I rolled a 10.
Juicy. You get 2 questions from the list. Do you have the basics? Basic moves up? I can drop that into chat if you need them.
I sure do. Believe it or not, I have the PDF of masks. How could we best end this situation quickly? Is one question, and the other one is what here is in the greatest danger?
Sweet. So the first question, how to best end this quickly, is to either, I don't know, are you kind of soldier that you would have read the student handbook already, knowing this mission was coming, or not?
If I got if I got assigned to it, yes.
Okay, cool. You know from the student handbook that there's a strict no bullying policy. So if any administration personnel saw this, witnessed this, that would, or even the threat of it would like snap it immediately.
Okay, so I just let
me answer your
the other question.
I just want to make sure you do that before you act, because it is important. And so your second question is, what here is in the greatest danger? Cool. So it appears that the kid is in the greatest danger. However, as you are watching what's going on, you see that he has palmed something out of his jacket that is a neon blue. And you have in your write-up, that is the color of the particular alien, like symbiotic whatever that is being used as a drug that juices people up and gives people, extra normal powers.
Got it. So I bark in my best, drill sergeant, my best imitation of my drill sergeant. Hey! And I've got my phone up and I'm filming it. And I say, I don't even say anything. I'm just showing them that I'm filming it.
Oh, sweet. It sounds like you're trying to provoke. So let's go ahead and have you do that. So you provoke someone susceptible to your words. You're filming them, and that definitely would be a risk. Roll plus superior, which
I think I say hey, cut the shit, or this is showing up on, or I'm putting this on, Instagram right this second or whatever.
Cool.
Or
And
whatever it is we're using.
See ya. See.com.
Oh my God. Oh, if I say something like, oh my God, yeah, okay, that's right, because we've established Sia. I say, hey, smile for Sia. This looks like a pretty bad breakup.
That's great.
And let me see if I can provoke them. So that is plus superior. Which is
Yep. And everybody else, keep in mind that you could try to help out. There's one team in the pool.
I am on fire. That's an 11.
Cheese and crackers on an NPCs on a 10+. They rise to the bait and do what you want. So he throws his hands back. Whoa, whoa, whoa. C2.com. He was, whoa. Oh, what's up with this? Look at this. And he comes over towards you. He goes, oh, do you want a picture? Do you want a picture, honey? Like, you're a girl, right? Right? He reaches up and he rubs his hand on your high and tight head.
Got it. Okay.
Is this your girlfriend? He looks over at you, Eddie. Is this your girlfriend?
You got a problem with that, son?
No, sexy is sexy. No, he keeps rubbing your head, Advika.
And like the rest, you can see that I am gritting my teeth, and the backpack that I've got on is like rustling and stuff like this, because my arms are like folded up inside my backpack, right? And it's like it's like jittering on my back, but I've been ordered to like cool it, so I'm just like standing there gritting my teeth, like fists clenched, just like letting him do it.
You're still filming, right?
No, I think like when they broke up, I kind of put the phone down, and then he like, it's probably still on, but I don't have it up in front of me, I think is probably what's, so like it's getting voice, and maybe I've got it down in my hand so that it's like, it can like see our chins or something like that.
Nice.
But it's not like still like in his face, like provocatively.
Yeah. Turn that off, Advika.
Well, it matters to me that there's an audience or not. So would we say there's an audience right now?
There's totally an audience because
there's a hallway full.
Yes, a hallway full of kids that all stopped. And for some reason, the administration has not come running yet.
That's all right. I think that Theodore is also there, and she's like, why would you think she would only have one girlfriend? Also, why would you think you should ever have any?
True story.
As he turns to look towards her, she's just going to pull back and right cross him across the face.
Oh my goodness, I think you are directly engaging a threat.
I am.
Roll plus danger.
Advika, I grab your phone and I turn it off.
Leave the phone running. I in fact have stage fighting. So when I directly engage a threat with an audience watching, mark a condition and roll superior instead of danger.
That's gorgeous.
So that's what we'll be doing. Did it roll that thing? No, it did not. Type error. Cannot read substring undefined. Okay.
Weird. Why did you break my roll 20?
It does not like this playbook, in point of fact. So I guess I will do it the annoying way.
You just roll superior. I mean, just click.
Well, that's what I did. The playbook isn't hooked up right.
Oh, weird. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, it's fine. So that's a 9.
Oh, you didn't do your +2. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
good.
no, I just added it in my. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference.
Awesome.
9,
so on a hit trade blows, on a 7 to 9, pick one. Resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Let's. Why does this start on adult moves? It always throws me off. I I think we're gonna go with impress, surprise, or frighten because that was my goal here.
Nice. So we have the right cross, and he goes back a couple steps and he like falls into a couple of students that were standing there, and one tries to hold him up, but he's too big for them, and they kind of fall back, and he slams back right onto his butt. And the guy he's got imagine he's got like he's got like a douchey kind of frosted tips going on. And popped collar, because it's just, I mean, even though it's not in fashion, it's just the ultimate signifier of bad guy. So yeah, he sits there and he's like, oh man, and all the kids start laughing, and a teacher comes around and he says, what's going on here? What's going on?
Hey, sorry, he's just really sad that he can't get a girlfriend.
Wow. And then kids just uproarious laughter again, and a couple like there's a girl comes up and she kind of pats you on the back, Eddie, like, oh, that was awesome, and the guy just slinks away, and he heads into the thing, and the warning bell goes off, and you guys just have a few minutes to get to class. So
I think as that teacher is like leaving, just maybe they're already going, like walking away, and Pillar just says, I am a janitor. Oh, okay.
And the teacher, I'll say he did. I think I went with a he earlier, so I'll just kind of stick with it. The teacher looks at you and he says, oh, the new janitor, hey, actually I could use your help. So what's the name say on your little name tag, Pillar?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm sorry, I could help if you are good with names.
Oh wait, what if maybe the teacher asked, maybe there's no name tag, and they ask what the name is, and Pillar's just like, oh, human name, Advika.
Okay, Mr. Advika. He says that out loud. You hear it, Advika, that now Pillar is being called Advika. Mr. Advika. Is it Mr. Advika or just Advika?
Yes.
The teacher asked conversationally. Okay, great. And so he has you wheel around. He says, unfortunately, one of the kids there's a problem in the bathroom, the toilet thing, and you walk and there's like water rushing underneath the door.
He's trying to make conversation, like, I've read of toilets.
Great. And he pats it, and then he pauses for a second, like he just patted granite, and he looks up at you and says, "Are you okay, Mr. Advika?"
Oh yes. And how is this malfunctioning?
He pushes open the door. He's walking. He's splish, 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 splish as he's walking over the tile, and there's a stall. The door's been like ripped off the hinge, and there's what was a toilet, but now all of the porcelain is kind of broken, like someone just smashed it with a sledgehammer or something, and the water just bubbling up, and it's all spilling over the side, and it's that I think there's a valve or something. I've got to get to class. And he pats you on your granite shoulder again and says, thanks, Mr. Advika. And he walks out.
Of course.
Splish, splish, splish.
And it should not do that. Yes. I will help.
Nice. So I'm just going to kind of stay on you for a second, Pillar. You now have to defeat the running water of a toilet. What do you do?
Yeah, I think he just stares at it for there's like a couple panels of him just like without moving, staring at it. And I mean, I feel like he's just going to maybe he's just like bending the pipes to stop the flow of water. It should do.
Do you like punch through a wall to grab the pipe and like bend it and close it, or you imagine you bend the pipes behind the toilet, like feeding up into it? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
You don't have to roll dice.
Oh, that's way better if he just breaks open the wall to do that. That's great.
Sweet, like smoosh, and you like bend the thing, and then the water stops, the bubbling stops, and it goes down.
And then he just, puts his hands akimbo like, yes, I am the specialist at janitorial work. To no one in particular.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Oh man, this cut away from you. And so I think to get a better spread, Alexis Greenfield assigned the marshal to a different class than she assigned both Eddie and Advika. So Advika, what class are you and Eddie in right now?
Oh man. We have first period PE, I think. Which is like the worst.
I almost like framed you in PE.
Totally
That's
the
awesome.
worst. Yeah. Like
Sweet.
having it at the start of the day is the worst. So but I love it. I'm thrilled.
Nice. Of course you are. So the way that we know that is like the very next is Eddie and Advika coming out in gym shorts and like the little tank top that says Aussie Academy on it. And Eddie, how do you look in your ill-fitting, like, do you look okay? How do you look in these gym clothes?
I think they're both a little big. And so I kind of just look like a kid in them.
Nice. Right. You're like 16. Advika looks different on you, though. How do you look in your gym clothes?
I think like I look like a super fit track and field athlete, like a decathlete or something like that, like not like super skinny like a gymnast, but like I've got like almost like boy broad shoulders.
Nice.
Because I've
cut, like we can
yes,
see the muscle definition, the artwork,
that kind of stuff and everything. Yes, yeah,
I think those are actually gymnast shoulders, because gymnasts are
actually that's true. Yeah, I guess now that I'm thinking,
there's gymnast thighs, like they are
okay.
massive.
Yeah. So like, I think that's what I look like, is like who is there's like an American gymnast who's a African American gymnast who's like just
oh
like,
god, yeah,
like she just is.
Totally know who you're talking about. I can't.
But yeah, like that, and I've got the the like I said, I've got the buzz cut haircut, and so yeah, Gabby Giffords. Yep, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah,
cool. Two of you guys come out, and you hear like it's one of those off-screen speech bubbles. Oh shit!
And I'm like,
turn around and we see the bully.
I'm like stretching and like cracking my neck and stuff like this and everything.
Nice. Yeah, so we hear like, oh shit, it's them. And then we cut around and we see all the kids lined up on either side. And there's the bully who stands like a head taller than everybody else on his side. Mm-hmm. And they all have dodgeballs in their hands. Okay. And this guy in coach's shorts, who maybe 20 years ago was an athlete of some kind, he like blows this really shrill whistle and he goes, all right, split up. He looks down and he says, he looks on his clipboard because, coach, so has to have a clipboard. Hirsch, you're on blue team, and Carney or whatever the hell, you're on red.
I mean, is he just like yelling everyone's names?
He just yelled Eddie to be on blue team and for Advika to be on red team.
I know, but
he's assigned you to be on off. No, they've already formed up. You guys were late.
Oh. Yeah,
you like come spilling out after getting. I'm sorry, I didn't set that too well, but like all the class is waiting for you, evidently, when you guys come out, and the bully, whose name now is Ichabod.
Ichabod?
Ichabod, like the headless horseman. Yeah.
Like Ichabod Crane.
Is whose team is he on?
I am going to say that he is on your team. He's on Team Blue.
Oh. I think I wink at you, Advika, I'm like, and then I walk over.
I look confused because I'm not sure what that means, which is awesome. Okay.
Yeah, they totally call him the bod. That's the best. The bod.
It's the worst.
Well, I mean, he kind of got that nickname started, but
And you know what? And I guess the other thing, if we can just take half a moment for like a little bit of flavor stuff.
yeah.
I would have needed Eddie's help. To like my arms can like fold into like the small of my back, but like I need to like be bound so that my arms don't show. So like I have like tight gauze like from like mid chest wrapped down to like just above my navel that like keep my arms tight up against my back so that they'll be under my shirt. And so I would need your like one of the reasons why we didn't kind of, you know, why we're not in the locker room with everybody else is so that you can help me set that up so I can go through the school day without having to have them in my backpack like that.
Yeah, this is definitely like one of those corset scenes.
Yep.
Where I'm like, and like put with like one leg against your like the small of your.
Mm-hmm. And you know, and it ends with like, okay, I guess that'll have to do. Like I'm not thrilled with like it's and like it's clearly like hurting me a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, and it's like a thing. I'm sure it's like a thing where when I take my shirt off, I've got like a, you know, like maybe even like a little bit of a bruise along the top here, just because of how tight it has to get cinched. So, but yeah. So yeah, a little corset scene, just like and I'm like, have we done something like this before? Do you think, or is it
Probably?
okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm like sweating like crazy because I'm not really fit or whatever.
Yep.
Like my powers have nothing to do with my physical fitness. So I'm just like, okay, can you just like wear a sweater next time? Because this is a lot.
Can I get, you know what? Can I throw a track jacket over the top of it? Yeah. So I come out and like I've just got a tracksuit jacket on. Cool. Which would not be out of place here. So, but I like thanks for the help.
Nice. All right. So yeah, the two of you form out to your dodgeball teams, and the coach blows a whistle, and we see just this myriad of dodgeballs going back and forth. And we turn the page, and we cut away to the class that you are in. I keep wanting to call you Marshall, but maybe I should go for Theodora. Theodora, what class did you end up in? It's obviously not Jim.
No, I'm pretty sure it's like a social studies course, like full on Ferris Bueller's Day Off with the slow slides and the teacher with the monotone.
Oh, okay. So it's like super boring.
Yep.
Sweet. So you're the star. Did you end up in the back row because you know how to be a popular girl, or did you somehow get stuck in the front row with all the nerds?
Well, I'm late. So I think that I'm in with the nerds in the front. But it doesn't bother Theodora because honestly, the cool seat is wherever she is. So
nice. Cool. So you're sitting up front, and you end up seating right beside the guy that got shoved into the locker. He looks younger than you. Like he shouldn't be in senior classes. But here he is. And the social studies teacher, he reads for a little bit, and then he turns and he's just monotoning into the blackboard, and everyone starts just looking around. And your phone is blowing up with texts. What do you do?
I think that she's like drumming on her desk, and she's like, so she turns to the guy that's next to her, and she's like, "Sup?"
He jumps. He was taking notes. What?
I said, sup? Did you see that punch? I was like, bam! Went down.
Yeah.
Damn.
Is she your friend?
We hang out sometimes, you know. Look, y'all want to know how to throw a punch? You got to really follow through on that kind of thing.
Did you just say y'all?
Yeah. It's a popular contraction of you and all.
No, I've seen it on television.
Y'all should try it.
Y'all.
Yeah. I especially like it because it is not specific as to gender or quantity of people. So it comes in very handy.
Oh, that's kind of cool, he says as he adjusts his glasses. And then from the back you hear, God, why are you talking to that dweeb? And you see it is a popular girl with her hair perfectly coiffed. And just something about her blazer looks super amazing. Like it's just a slightly different cut, but she can get away with it. And she's sitting in the back row, and there's like this leather-clad guy that's sitting. He's scooted his chair like in the aisle, but right beside her. And he's leaning down. He's got these like four-armed hats going on.
Theodora like half looks over her shoulder and goes, "'Cause he's taking notes, and I'm betting your boy over there ain't."
Oh man, that's insane. Guy like sits back and he's like, "Shit, that's offensive."
Which part?
Part where you insinuate that I'm stupid.
You taking notes?
Maybe I don't need to take fucking notes.
All right. So I think that Theodora being a secret nerd, like whatever the subject is, I'm going to provoke him and just like throw a pop quiz question at him.
Sweet. So you like clever readers see that Theodore's just grabbed stuff that was written down by Mr. Whitmire, the social studies teacher, and you're quizzing this guy in the back, whose name, by the way, is Snake. That's the nickname. That's what people call him. They call him Snake.
Yeah.
Cool. So go ahead and roll to provoke.
Sure. I love me to provoke. I don't even know what I want him to do, and I'm happy to provoke. I think I'm just trying to shut him down, you know?
Wrong game, but sure, go ahead.
Yeah, no. Well, that's my provoke, is to get him to shut up and back off. Man, loving those nines today.
Niner. Okay. Cool. So with a 9 on a provoke, 7 and 9, they can instead choose one. The air you gain a critical opportunity to stumble you. So he rattles off the first answer, but the second one there's some hesitation, and on the third one he just he like clams up and he's like, we haven't gone over that. And
the correct answer was your mom.
And the kids are all like, oh, and the y'all kid is like checking his notes, and he whispers, and like it's like the little whisper font, like it's totally not that. And the guy Snake, he says, "What do you got to be like that?" And the girl's like, "Hey, Snake, chill. It's all right, man. Hey, you want to stay up front? You go ahead." She says, "You go right ahead, Theodora."
Is she supposed to know my real name?
No, she is not. She smiles because she knows your name.
Mm.
What do you do?
I think I smile back and say, "You burnt." And I think I'm going to set her socks on fire.
Wow. I think you are unleashing your powers.
I am. Just going to do it.
Great. I'm a fan of this insanity. I do it. Cool.
Right.
So is that an 8?
It is.
On a hit, you do it. And on a 7 to 9, mark a condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
Well, my intent was not to cause actual damage, but more to be kind of, me, I know you.
You can mark a condition, and it can be what you want. Or you can not mark a condition, because those things are terrible. I'll tell you how
it
it's
can be what you
unstable.
want. I'll tell you what, I feel like racking up some conditions today. I am already angry. I think that she also got to me a little bit by knowing my name, so I'm going to mark insecure.
Okay, sweet. Right, so you do, like, what's the gesture? What do we see in the comic? It doesn't have to be big
actually,
and
all
obvious.
she did was she went, "You burnt," and wink like that, and then there's a slow smolder from the socks as they actually catch fire.
Cool. And she doesn't notice it at first until Snake's like, "Hey, Betty," and she looks down. She's like, screams, and everyone looks around, and even Mr. Whitmire kind of puts his chalk down, but she's already taking off. He does the slow turnaround, and the door is shutting as he finally makes his way around. And goes, "What just happened?"
Her name's Betty, right? I don't know.
That's what Snake said.
All right. So when you gotta go.
Snake says, "It was certain time of the month, Mr. Whitmore." There's a little bit of snickering. And Whitmore's like, "Whoa, okay." And he turns back around and picks up his chalk. And we'll come away from that to Pillar. You're admiring your work, and we hear splish, 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 and a girl is like, "Oh my God, thank you!" And she's kind of bends down and she's kind of pulling some of the waters, like splashing it up onto her very previously nice but now burnt socks. And you see that there is a nice looking Latina girl who is kind of kneeling over, and you see a little bit of smoke coming off from her ankles. What do you do?
Is that the proper way to use the toilet?
Oh, I didn't know. This is the girls. What? Who are you?
Oh, I'm the janitor.
Oh, cool. Right. The cart. Sure. Well, what happened in here?
He kind of looks around. He's like, I think someone used it improperly.
And she stands up and walks over and looks at the toilet, like right by you, and says, "Wow." And they punched a hole in the wall?
Kind of looks. That was there.
Did you do that?
I'm not. I don't. He kind of just dithers for a bit. It's like, well, it had to be fixed, so I might have done that a little bit, but it was mostly there to begin with.
Do you have like kung fu or something?
Oh no, I'm just a janitor.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need any assistance? And maybe he goes and I think he just like maybe the soap dispenser kind of thing that's like attached to the wall. He just kind of like pulls off and offers to her.
Her eyes widen for a second, and then there's this like thought bubble of, This guy's incredibly strong. I do need some help, she says. What's your name? I'm Betty.
I'm Mr. Advika.
Cool. Can you come with me, Mr. Advika? I need some help on something.
Yes, I'm here to help the students.
Great. I need you to move a car for me. And then she turns and starts walking out of the bathroom.
He's like, that's usually what janitors do, I believe. And keep following her.
Sweet. So you are walking past the gym pillar, and we see dodgeball is still ongoing. Eddie, you're not out yet, but the first thing that we see is the bod is sitting on the bleachers, obviously out, and complaining like, my old teammate hit me 3 times. She is so stupid. And a couple of the other teammates on red team. Wait, no, you're on blue team. Blue team. A couple other blue team teammates are like, oh, well, it's just a stupid game. No, but I was winning. And then we see out in the field is just Advika. Like, this is like the second round where she's kind of the last one standing on her team. But Eddie, you're there too. In fact, it's come down to the 2 of you, Eddie. There's a pause. You're gonna win for the team? What do you do?
Like, is there a way for us to communicate to each other?
Talking?
Not out loud.
Advika, do you think Aeon would have provided you guys with some kind of subvocal communication or something? Nobody has telepathy, so.
Can we do a flashback here?
We could.
Because when our team first came together question is, our victory secured an important resource for Aeon. What was it? So if that is some kind of thing that like if that's the magical MacGuffin that lets us communicate with each other when we're not in the same scene, I think that would be awesome.
That sounds awesome to me. So what is this important resource? So some kind of communication device. Is it some kind of thought transmitter, or is it a thing where you guys can communicate like subvocally, or what are you imagining?
Oh, I think it's it's like a pendant that you can wear on a necklace.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can like whisper stuff, and it will pick it up through bone conduction and like send it to the other person. So like I think that like I kind of like the idea that it's a thing like we can't just think things at each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a thing where like if we're hiding from somebody, we can like and that we have to make absolutely no noise, then we can't just call for help. But like a little thing and a pendant that lets us communicate with each other by just whispering.
Okay. So I think in this, like, while maybe there's like 2 more people on my team or something or whatever, and I'm just like, I told you to get me out. I don't want to play.
Who's got the ball right now?
Oh, you
do.
You do.
So I just like nod curtly once, and
Don't
just
too hard.
Just kind of cock my hand back and just flip it at you, and I like whip it at you.
Yeah. I know.
And I think that like I'm gonna I need to and I say people need to believe it, and I like fling it at you,
and I'm like, no.
And I think that I'm gonna spend my influence that I have on you to make you angry from beating you hard with the ball.
Yeah, I think you like hit me in the face. That's why I'm pissed.
And you know, I just wing it hard at you, you know, and unless you reject my influence, I'm going to burn my influence on you to give you the angry condition.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, you totally eat it. It's one of those, like, we see this profile of the throw it.
Like, and she's saying, no, bam.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then I like slow motion like fall and like slide just a little bit on the ground.
And then it's like all the kids are laughing. It's just like one huge speech bubble of ha 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 ha, and all the faces of everybody laughing. And
yeah,
and the corner of my mouth turns up because that made me popular, didn't it? Like corner of my mouth turns up just a tiny bit as I realized that actually worked to, you know, that people are like paying attention. So
yeah, I sit up and then I like rub the blood that is coming out of my nose. And then I walk to the change room.
Ooh, you're out. You're like noping out of this, huh? You're just, I got hurt, so I'm walking off the gym floor. Coach is like, hey honey, where are you going?
Hey honey, my nose is bleeding.
Oh, yeah, wash that up. See you in 5. All right, let's form up again. See if you guys can take this one down again. He calls out your fake names. That's 2 rounds in a row. Come on, you bunch of sissies. He starts screaming at the red team. Is this the best you could do? And the bod gets up and he's like, he says, come on, coach. Look at him. It's like they're on something.
Oh, we're actually the blue team. The bod and I are on
You're
the
right.
blue team.
Sorry. Blue team. Sorry, I don't know why I keep screwing that up. Thank you.
No,
Blue team is like, come on. And he's so, blue team, what? On what? No, look at her. Like, is her, right? I mean, we can't really tell, but we're pretty sure. You're on the stuff. You're juicing. Coach walks over. Is that true? Are you taking this stuff?
Do I know how it's typically delivered?
Oh, great question. So the way it's typically delivered, you like squeeze it, and the blue stuff kind of comes in. And you can see like the blue veins and everything kind of develop different weird powers.
And I open my mouth, like I open my mouth wide, and I stick my tongue out, which is like how you see, you know, it's like whatever. Like I don't have the big fat blue veins in my tongue that indicate I've been taking
right. Yeah.
Whatever, like the way you have track marks in your arm or something like that. And I you know, I do that, and then I take my tongue back in and I say, no, this is what happens when you do 200 crunches every morning.
Nice.
Coach, and I look at the coach and I say, are we going to play?
I think you need a little bit more of a challenge. Red team. And then the red team all comes over towards the blue team side, and he tosses them the dodgeball, and Bod stands up. He starts kind of pumping it a little bit. So I think you need to directly engage a threat to.
I think I'm going to use one of my soldier moves.
Ooh, what's that?
It's called Before We Get Started.
Nice.
This is what Captain America says before the big elevator fight against like 15 guys. So before we get started, when you have time to closely observe your opposition before a fight, we've had a couple of matches already. Roll plus Savior. On a 10 plus, hold 3. On a 7 to 9, hold 2. On a miss, hold 1 and mark a condition. During the fight, you can spend your hold to name a character you observed, and there's a list of stuff I can do.
Nice. Go ahead and roll that plus Savior.
So let's see what we got. So Savior is plus 2 for me. That's an 11. I hold 3.
Nice. Okay, so you hold 3. He throws. He actually gets a run-ago, and he throws it as hard as he can. It's one of those where he almost throws himself to the ground. It's so hard. It's coming right at you. What do you do?
Ignore all harm from one of their attacks.
Sweet. So what does it look like? Like you defend it, you catch it, you just dodge out of the way?
So up to you. If I catch it, he's out.
Yep.
But I don't think I'm going to catch it. He wings it at me, and I just like do that like pirouette to the side thing, and it just whips past me and bounces off of the back wall and comes right back to me. And I think like I do that thing where it like bounces and it does like 2 bounces, and I don't even pick it up. I just kind of spin around as it's moving and just sort of put my hand against the back of it and just whip it hard at him. And the other thing I can spend, one of my hold on is stun them up close or from a distance.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna knock him the fuck out.
And it's kind of a
no, not in the face, my friend.
Oh
yeah, boom.
Oh man, it's the nut shot. It's over.
Yeah, and he is down on the ground, clutching himself. Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes down and he's like crying and whimpering and crumpled, and it's terrible.
And like he's like, and so there's that moment where like everyone is quiet because they're not sure how badly hurt is, and he say, "Okay, so you are a boy."
Oh, that's awesome. So we cut away from that. That's like a perfect standing over victory scene. We cut to the girls' locker room. You're standing by the sink, and you're standing by the sink, Eddie. And first time that you're in the sink, kind of wipe. There's a little bit of blood. Go down and get a little bit of water. And when you look back up again, there's a girl in the reflection of the mirror. You saw her before. She was in a couple of the panels, really not participating, just sitting on the bleachers. She's got an undercut, and she's kind of skinny and has a nose ring. She says, "Are you okay?"
I'll turn around.
That looked really painful. She kind of scratches her arm.
Hi.
I mean, are you okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Can't believe she did that to you. You helped her out.
Listen, who are you?
Celine. I mean, I saw what you were doing. She binds herself. I respect that. That's fine. And you did it for her. And
You saw what?
I didn't like watch you guys or whatever, but
Oh, you didn't? Then how'd you know what I was doing?
I'm just saying, it seemed like you did something for a friend and then she basically knocked you out.
I forgot what the basic moves are. Hold up.
Just tell me what you want to do. I can help you.
I want to...
If you're trying to learn about her, you might be wanting to pierce the mask.
Yeah, I think that's what I want to do.
All right.
I was gonna say I'm gonna provoke her, but I'll try to read her.
Cool. And when you pierce someone's mask to see the person beneath, roll plus mundane.
Great. My mundane is 0. Okay. Hold on.
You've been mundane powered up.
Yay! I'm in dangerous 1. Hold on. Okay. I hope this works. No! I missed.
Oh, not only did you miss, no one can help you. Oh, so I'm going to give you a condition.
Yeah.
So we don't have any team. We don't have any team to spend.
Well, you have team to spend. It's just that she's kind of like, if you tell me how you can help her.
Oh, I think a cheer comes up from the gym that they can hear in the locker room.
No, it's okay. I don't need help. I'll take this condition.
If you don't want it, if you'll take that's cool.
Yeah, I want as many conditions as possible.
Cool. Okay. So she's trying to push on, first of all, you get a potential, which in this game is the name for XP.
Right.
And she's trying to play on maybe your insecurity, you think? About your friendship with someone who just betrayed you?
Sure, yeah. Like it kind of weirds me out that first of all, that she was there or that she knew exactly what I was doing. And I'm like a little like uncomfortable with this. And I definitely did see Advika's smile. Because we've worked together before. I see we just see each other's micro expressions.
Oh, microaggression, you mean? Sorry, just thinking a joke. Awesome. So you now have 2 conditions. So Celine comes over and she stands at the sink nearest you, and she like reaches up and pulls a couple of paper towels and wets them, and she kind of touches and dabs because there's just a little bit there, and you see that she's got like a couple of rings on her fingers. She says,
Oh, I'm gonna roll my move for my.
You're gonna roll a move. You want to charge your Nova stuff?
Yeah. I'm gonna do that, even though I promised I would keep on the down low. But oh well. Okay.
You charge up your powers. Roll plus conditions you currently have marked.
Yay! Bonus +2. Yay! I got an 8. Okay.
On a hit, you gain 3 burn. On a 7 to 9, mark a condition.
Yes. Yeah, I'm also a little scared. Like, I don't think people usually touch me without my permission. Even at like the facilities, they were not. I mean, the people that I've encountered so far. So it's like I'm not comfortable with this. What do I have?
Well, I'm not sure how to answer that question. What do you need to know?
Oh no, I'm just looking at the actual flares that I took.
Burn, move, snatch, and overcharge.
Oh yeah, I have move, snatch. Oh, none of these are useful. I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I think I freak out and I like move back, and I'm going to. I'll spend two of those burns to take a 10+ when I unleash my powers. Do I still have to roll unleash my powers, or is it an automatic?
If you're spending the burn and take a 10+, then you've got it. Okay. Yeah. What do you want to do?
Hold on.
What do you do with your powers?
I think unleash powers is me shaping the environment. I would like to like tear the whole change room. Like it's almost like it feels like it's torn in half, but it's just that everything like separates at a certain point, probably where I'm sitting, and they all go to the walls.
Wow, that is. Her eyes widen as everything just splits in half, and the entire locker room lights fall and gets slammed across the sides. The lockers all mush in, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're seeing? A couple of the benches that were bolted in like flip up. And she falls back against butt against the sinks, and they all crush. Do you hurt her? Does she get hit by this?
No.
Nope. Everything but her. Like she's untouched.
Mm-hmm. And I think I'm like panting because maybe I'm a little weak.
And then she opens her hands, and this little blue vial falls to the floor and cracks open. You see this neon blue stuff kind of leak out. What do you do?
Does that mean that she will like do? What do I know about this? The
Oh,
drug?
cool. So it's some kind of alien bug
Take
juice
it.
stuff that if you squirt it, that gives you superpowers.
Yeah, but you have to drink it, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
She
okay. So it
didn't.
falls on the ground.
yeah.
So she's not drinking it.
No, she's not, because she just whipped out this insane power before she did anything.
Don't play that kind of game with me, girl. And I walk over to the locker, and then I pick up my backpack, which is now like just
You're like,
Yeah.
pop up in the door.
actually I think it's like smashed against it, and then I just like pull it up because I don't think I have a lot of physical strength. And it's just like it looks torn to pieces, and then I walk out.
Oh,
like
no, she's not gonna let you. What are you on? What are you taking? What is that?
it's my backpack.
No, like what you just did. She does it. She starts to like grab you, but then she pulls back because she's smart enough to realize that may have been a trigger. I have to take the blue. Do you have something different? Where did you get it?
Who are you even taking it from? Why are you doing that?
It's amazing. I can go invisible.
That's so dumb. Why don't you use it to get good at school?
Who needs school?
You're in school.
Because I have to be.
Okay, you tell me where you're getting it from, who you're getting it from, and maybe I'll tell you my secret.
That definitely sounds like a provoke to me.
Okay. What is provoke?
Provoke is superior, unless you have a move that I don't think you have.
Oh,
that does that.
Nah, I don't. Yay! More rolling. Submit. No! It's another miss.
Oh, that's awesome. So we cut back outside to what is the car that you flipped over, Pillar, onto its side?
It was definitely like some rich kids like Camaro or something.
Oh yeah, it's like a total muscle car, and you've just flipped it over, and Betty is like cackling. She's like, "You are the best, Mr. Advika. You're the best. Oh, that is so perfect. That is exactly how we needed that car parked."
Oh, well, I'm glad to help. And he's like, and maybe he then takes a moment and then kind of leans down and he's like, "And now, Betty, that I've helped you, perhaps I have a question for you. Do you know of where drugs are kept?"
Do you want some drugs, Mr. Advika? She looks serious, like she giggles just a little bit.
Yes, I was wondering where I could find them.
I think you're trying to pierce the mask here in your own special way.
Mm-hmm. You can see that. Oh, he's good at that. This is fine. Yeah, that's a miss.
Okay, so the good news is she can XP, which in this game is called a potential. And she says, you know what? Instead, we're gonna cut away from you. yeah. We'll leave you on 10 drugs there. And I know we're getting on time, so I'm gonna try to move quickly. So the last time that we saw the marshal was you just gave a hot foot to Betty, who's now just flipped over a car via her best friend janitor. So after Mr. Whitmore turns back around, Snake stands up, and he comes forward to you, Marshall, and he says, "You didn't have to do that to her."
You got me there. I did not have to.
And he backhands you.
All right.
Go ahead and take a powerful blow.
Okay. All right. See, this is where that dice roller working would be great. Okay. It's a +2 because I have 2 conditions marked.
Mm-hmm.
Watch me do amazing at this.
It's just a 7.
Yeah.
Choose one. Lash out verbally. Hey, you can whisper stuff to your teammates. So you can give ground or struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
Well, I'm already pretty conditioned up, so I don't actually want to do that. I can whisper. Oh, because we have like a headpiece.
Yeah, that was I think you might have stepped away. There's a special pendant you guys wear that allow you to whisper communicate. It's an important resource that was won by Aeon.
All right.
Aeon. Let me set you up with what this looks like. It might help you make a choice. Backhand you, and you go flying through the window, crash, and fly out towards the parking lot near Pillar.
I think I'm gonna give ground actually on this one because I feel like it sets up for something more climactic, and it's 10:27.
Yeah, it is awesome. So you go flying out, and you fly right across and land, and you slam into the Camaro, and it falls back down again, and you're on the front hood of it. And yeah, Pillar, you see her kind of crash into she smashes into the Camaro, falls, and Betty is there. She's like, I need to get back to class, and she takes off.
Yeah, and Pillar's just random student, I believe you might be injured.
And that's when you see Snake fly through the window, and it's one of those like knees drawn up, very Spider-Man style, as he's flying through the air towards the two of you. And we lost Jim. Cool. So we cut away from the two of you as Snake is flying towards you. And the last thing we saw from Eddie is that you were trying to use your burn and you had failed, right?
No, it is that
cool.
I tried to provoke.
Try to provoke. That's right.
And
you were
then
like, tell me what to do and I'll give you the stuff.
Yeah, tell me where you got it. And then maybe I'll tell my secret.
Sweet. Cool. So tell me where you got it. Maybe tell your secret. And the door opens up and Coach is standing there and he sees all the damage that has happened. And he's like, oh, H double hockey sticks. You girls, get on out of there.
I think I start crying.
There's no crying at dodgeball.
She's using that to bullying me.
And
I hate her.
Celine's like, no. She took the blue, Coach. She took the blue and then she did this. And Coach is like walking in. Blah, 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 blah. He goes, come with me, you're going to the office, you druggie. And he grabs your arm.
My arm or her arm?
Your arm.
But I was the one that
What?
But I pointed at the drug and then pointed at her first.
I know. And then she basically said the exact same thing and he believed her. And so
I just got hit with a dodgeball and my nose is bleeding. She's
Great.
the one that's bullying me.
You can talk to the dean, and he's got your arm, and he's gonna he grabs your arm kind of hard, and he's gonna drag you to the dean's office. What do you do?
Okay, I'll turn around to Celine. And I'm like, try to turn invisible again.
And she goes over, and she's like, "Coach, I'll get the drugs for you." Thanks, Celine. And so you're gonna get drugged to the dean's office, and that is where we will have to end tonight's session because of time.
No,
I know, but it's such a weird cliffhanger, because some people may not be because they're waitlisted. So let's very quickly do the end of session stuff. And for anybody who can stay over, love some feedback on this session. So at the end of every session, choose one. You either grow closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team. So we will start with our Nova. Hashtag, did you grow closer, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team?
I think I definitely grew away from my team because my teammate was a real B.
I agree. So if you grow away from the team, explain why you feel detached. Take influence over you away from another character.
Oh, everyone has influence over me, right?
Right, but you can take it away from them because you grew away from the team.
I don't have influence anymore because I burned it to make you angry.
Oh.
That's true.
Yeah, I think I might be the only one, maybe.
No,
Yeah,
I have influence over.
Yeah, so choose Marshall or Pillar.
This is kind of tricky because I don't feel like I'm further, like I grew apart from either of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll take it from, I don't know. I'll take it from Theodora.
Okay. Yeah, and I think that's an artifact of some stuff we can talk about in feedback.
But I think you don't have to, right? Because can't you give influence to anybody whenever you want?
Yes, you could take it away and give it right back, which means we'll just say you don't have to take it away if nobody, the person you would have taken it away from doesn't have influence over you.
Yeah, so maybe, I want to say that that's not actually the case. Yeah,
all right, we'll elide that part of it. That's perfectly fine. Pillar.
I want to say grew closer to the team, but I think it's probably more accurate. I think I'm going to go with grew into my own image. So I think Pillar thinks that was completely successful. That was the best janitor that anyone could ever be.
Explain how you see yourself and why. Good. Shift one label up and another down.
I think he's going to, after that, I mean, he's fitting right in. He's going to raise Mundane up. And I think I'm going to go Superior down.
Okay.
Just
sounds
one
good.
of the people.
Marshall, what do you choose?
I'm actually going to say closer to the team. And that is entirely because we rolled in together at the beginning and immediately acted as a team, and Harvester did the thing that technically compromises us right away, but was the right thing to do from Marshall Theodora's point of view. So there we go. Closer to the team.
Awesome. And you talked about who made you feel welcome. So you give influence to that character. So Theodora, you get influence. Did you already have influence? I think you did.
Harvester gets influence over Theodora.
Did Harvester already have it?
Nobody had it.
Nobody did. That's right. Because that's good. And then you mark potential or clear condition, Marshall.
Well, I love potential, but I have some conditions marked. I'll take the potential.
All right, cool. And then last but not least, Harvester. I don't know why I messed that up. I'm sorry.
I definitely grew closer to the team for the same reason that Marshall says. We rolled right in, and we immediately got into it, and like we got into a situation, but we didn't blow our cover, which was kind of cool. And and then I give. Do I give influence to someone? Is that how that works?
Yes, you give influence to the person who made you feel welcome, which will be Marshall. And Marshall
sure.
already had it.
Yeah.
In fact, I
Did not?
did not.
Oh,
have
wow.
a harvester. That was the one person I didn't have.
Because like the soldier's whole thing is, what do they do to earn your respect?
Yep, and somehow you complete the circle.
Yeah.
Good, and then you can clear condition or mark potential.
I have no conditions, so I'm going to mark potential.
All right. That officially ends the session. If anyone has a good 10 minutes more to give, we can work through feedback. If you need to go, totally go. I'll respect your time. I said it'd be a 3-hour game, and we're at 3 hours and 6. So if you need to go, totally cool. The feedback method that I use is roses and thorns. We start with thorns, which are missed opportunities, disappointments, any aspect of the game that was confusing. I'm going to lead off by saying the 3-hour time limit, when I knew that I had 2 people who may only be one-shots, I didn't hit the mark. I really felt like I spooled out too much of what's going on and probably should have just went with some big stompy action and then aftermath. For some reason, 21 Jump Street really tickled me and I wanted to do that thing, and then splitting you guys up into different pockets was a poor choice. So there are my thoughts on the big thorns that I had. So I apologize. I made a choice that I thought I could pull off, and I think I didn't do as well. So good. Now you guys don't have to say that. Who would like to lead off with thorns?
I can always jump in.
All right. Thank you, Jason. Lead the way. What thorns did you have for today's session?
I'm sorry I had to jet here and there, so I may have missed this, but as far as I know, we never did when our team came together.
Nope.
And that is disheartening to me because I feel it's fairly important, and it's also it's an important part of a creative exercise in understanding who the characters are for me. So I miss it.
Fair enough. I mean, that was a choice I made in hopes of trying to get to the action, and it's definitely I could see the miss. Like, it is fun to have that bit of setup work. So I agree. Cool. Jason, anything more?
No.
Okay, cool. I'd like to go next.
I guess I could add one. I think initially I was depressed that Pillar was masquerading as an adult instead of one of the students, but I think it ended up still being as fun. So, but initially I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to be stuck as the adult in this situation, but still turned out pretty well.
Wait, that's not a thorn. Wait, gotta be meaner. Come on, David. Tear me apart. I am the child of a principal who used to be a Marine Corps sergeant. I can take it. If you have more stuff, you could bring it. Nope. Okay. All right. Agatha or Jim?
I guess my only thorn, but I also know that it's because we were out of time, was the fact that I wasn't able to do another provoke with the adult at the end, the coach guy. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of like, but I know it's also my character is probably not going to come back, so it's just like,
I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I also am thorning that. That's a big time thorn. Anything else, Agatha?
That's it. I just wish I could have like pants the coach or something.
Well, he was wearing coach's shorts, so you would have had to shorts him. But I think that would be pretty funny. I don't know if anybody wears coach's shorts anymore. I'm old. Jim, what thorns did you have, sir?
Boy, in a school situation, I was surprised and maybe a little disappointed that there was not more of taking advantage of kind of the first thing that it says in the influence rules for masks. And I sometimes forget this myself, which is that all adults have influence over you, even adults you've never met before. And that school is a place where every 5 minutes someone is telling you how it is and who you are and how the world is. And like you said, son of a principal, Marine Corps sergeant, all that kind of stuff. I think what I'm asking you, Rich, is don't hold that back. Bring that. Take some of that experience as having been on the receiving end of that, and redirect it to us. Because like one of the fun things is like, you know, like especially, and this may be a thing, but especially with the soldier, there's a huge tension between their basic
Very dramatic pause, but I think Jim actually was lost.
Oh no!
Oh man, it's a basic. We will get more. I'm going to keep moving, and hopefully Jim can rejoin us in just a few moments. So I'll circle back around for roses. This is where you can highlight things that you enjoyed, give roses to other characters for their play, their characters, thoughts, moments, scenes, anything that you'll carry with you positively. I do this in snake order. We'll roll back to Jim if he's able to rejoin us. So Agatha, what roses did you have?
I actually really liked the 21 Jump Street setup, and I didn't mind that you split us up. Maybe because I was with another PC. I thought I think what I liked was the way that you set up this like popularity school feel immediately. So it definitely felt like I was back in high school, and I was like, oh, but in a good way. And I liked. I feel like I liked the way that Jim played Edvika, even though he's not here. But I'm gonna give him a
It's
rose.
recorded. You better go see it.
Yeah. Just, and I like how everyone is like sassy AF. I guess except for Pillar, but like Theodora is also really maybe a little aggressive, but like it was fun to see everyone just be like, I'm not gonna take this.
You guys were the worst spies. I loved it.
We really are. We're kids. We have no chill. And I really liked Pillar as well. I feel like Pillar is kind of like the foil to all of us who are just like, oh, I gotta be the best. I gotta be cool. And then Pillar's like, I want to be a janitor. I will be the best janitor. It's like adorable. Yeah, but I definitely didn't mind actually how you ran it. I thought it was fine.
Okay. That's what I shoot for, is fine. Thanks, Agatha. Sorry.
Okay, I thought it was amazing.
No, Agatha. No. It was good. I was making a joke. I apologize. Jim, welcome back.
I'm so sorry. My internet is ass right now, so I feel like I dropped a couple times during the game too. I got to figure out what's going on, get myself a new.
It's one of my thorns,
or something like that.
We don't get 100% Jim.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I don't know exactly when I kicked out, but the like adults using influence on us on a super regular, like on an aggressively regular basis. And I think that it's especially for my character, because the soldier's default setting is deference to and respect for authority, but it's authority in a particular context. So when they're taken out of that context, a big conflict for them is, okay, my normal thing is deference to authority, but now this is a different authority. And does my normal default approach work, or is there a problem with that? And that's kind of that's going to be part of their journey. So definitely more adults coming down on us, bringing the hammer down on us and telling us how stuff is, who we are, how things are, and forcing us to either accept or reject it. I like lots of that.
You bet. And now you get to double up and give us your roses.
Oh my gosh. Roses to David for being placed in the unenviable position of basically kind of being on his own mission. Like separated from the team from the jump and making the most of it. It's a fun character because it there's a line to walk there between like being Gonzo and Goofy and being like kind of the genuine that kind of like that genuine like man-child kind of thing. and you walk the line really well, and it was really entertaining to watch your scenes there, especially that thing in the bathroom where you're like just taking the most direct approach. Well, the pipe is there, so I'll just punch through the wall and grab it, and I really love that. Your portrayal of him is so much fun. And stars for Jason for bringing your mama jokes into it, which was just, that was like,
no, that was like something really good. Let's finish that. Dang it, that was like period of ellipsis.
That
David,
was like, yo mama.
David, that was like old school, high school. David, what roses did you have stand out, sir?
This was really fun. I love this game, and this I think Agatha was saying before, everyone was so sassy and playing teenagers perfectly. It was great, especially all the the other student antagonists were pretty spot on. I like that. Jim, right? Yeah, Jason, rather. Sorry about that. Jason, you had the going with the Southern star was pretty great. I guess I should have known after you had them after the gunslinger before, but that was surprising. And I love the Carrie moment in the locker room too. That was pretty epic. And lastly, just this cliffhanger set up. Almost everybody's on a totally different cliffhanger that'll be interesting. Yeah, it was a great game overall. I loved it.
Thanks. So Jim, we lost you when you were we were complimenting Jason's your mama joke. Is there anything else you want to add there?
No. Stars or roses for Agatha. Always, we always seem to end up with these kind of characters that are bouncing off of each other. My stodgy traditionalist versus her, angsty characters, and that was super fun. The locker room scenes were really great and like a staple of that kind of school fiction, and I really liked both of them, especially that one where like she was trying to deal with that creeper and figure out what was going on with her. It was a lot of fun.
Good. Yeah, I thought Agatha's reactions to that were really fun as well. Brings home, Jason. What roses did you have?
All the roses. So first of all, I do want to say that I absolutely love everything about Pillar. He has the best lines, and it makes me happy. But I think what I want to highlight is, so while I'm not totally in love with the 21 Jump Street mask game, I think it worked out pretty well. And one reason for that is because of a kind of balancing where the characters were all able to investigate the crime in their own ways. So Theodora does this, like, she doesn't actually care about being popular. She does it by coming in, being annoying, drawing attention, and kicking over hornets' nests until someone hits her, which is what happened. Pillar comes in and is useful to the point where maybe people will give him information. And then Hashtag comes in and is straight terrifying. and maybe people will be scared and give her information. And then, of course, Harvester comes in and being the soldier is like, I am an idol that will inspire people, and then maybe they will come and talk to me. So even though we had team and we had kind of duos and breakouts, they were actually all investigating just in their own ways. And it was really
went
subtle.
in and I was a jock.
Yeah. but you were a jock with a cause. Which is, I mean, that's what the soldier is, jock with a cause. So, and I like that, that if you're going to do it, that you give the characters the space to be that way rather than railroading them down one particular path.
Cool. Thank you, Jason. I'm glad that I was adequate in this week as well. I will do better. It's just that half of you will not see it. Thank you guys so much for playing. I really appreciated you guys jumping in and helping us kick off the year with some masks and Gauntlet Comics. It was a pleasure. You all did really, really well, and I love these characters that you've made. So thank you all so much. And
Wait, what were your roses?
What? Oh, I just gave them. I love all your characters. So to be more specific, I really enjoyed like the things where Jim makes choices to make things harder on his character. Like to me, I was like, oh, you'll probably have some device that makes your arms disappear. And I was about to say it, but Jim's like, nope, you have to bind me. And that immediately led to, oh, that's so fascinating because like for me in modern day high school, like binding makes me think of, people are going through body issues and the like. And so I thought, oh, that sets up a thing. Let's have this creeper have seen them binding, but not see the arms, but think it's something totally different. So by Jim making life harder, he gives me opportunities as a GM to react to things. Actually, when you were like, nope, I'm just going to totally do the thing. I'm like, what do you mean? What did Celine do wrong other than be weird? But it was so cool because what happened afterwards, all those moments were really stark and super comic book visual, a little bit of manga, a little bit of awesome. There's a scene in The Gifted, in the early parts of The Gifted that I was, The Gifted TV show that I keyed off of there, where a guy lost his powers in a shower. And so that was really neat and super fun and evocative for me. Pillar was great, and Dave, you're so game to like, yep, I'll be a janitor and I'll be the best janitor, and here's some great choices that I make. And I was just riffing off of you, and when I was like, you know what, he's not super good at manipulating people, and I think that Betty here is just going to use and abuse him. Like, I really wanted the Betty Pillar team up to last longer. Like, every rose I have is like, and I wanted more of it. And Marshall being Southern is great. I got to make a y'all joke when usually I'm the one who uses the word y'all. Jason, I really liked that idea, that approach to the star, how well you integrated him. How you integrated her into the. Why did I do that? Into the wiki and the Gauntlet Comics setting. Like, that's really, really neat. It was a fun game. You guys are brilliant players, and I was so excited to kick off the year with this particular group. I wish that we could keep playing these characters more in the same configuration, so I wouldn't have had to rush stuff. And like, this is like a Fox TV show that you love, and then they fucking do it because it's Fox. So thank you guys. I really appreciate the opportunity to play with you. Hope you have a great night.